So today in Pet Catchers, I am on a noob account with one of the rarest super secrets in the game, the Leviathan, which actually has the number 3 cereal. And today we're going to be going around pretending to be a noob to test if people will try to scam a new player. Before this video begins, if you guys haven't yet, make sure to like, subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. And let me know, how many people do you guys think are going to try to scam me? But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright everybody, so as you can see, here we are with our number 3 Leviathan. The rest of our inventory does look pretty rubbish, so I'm pretty sure people will be convinced that we are a noob. And if you look at the cereal, it has the name of whatever this is, and I actually changed my display name just to be that just for this video. The eggs hatched in this account do kind of align with this, however it might throw some people off because usually when you see someone with over 180,000 hatched, they aren't really a new player. But you know, we're just gonna have to work with it because this is the only alt account I have up right now. So unfortunately we can't really do this experiment in random public servers because everybody's AFK for some reason. I don't really know why. So what we're going to do is I actually made a Discord account just for this video, and we're going to go to the main Rumble Studios Discord server and try to look for trades. So let's head on over to the Discord account. Alright, so here we are inside of the main Rumble Studios Discord. As you guys can see, I have the name and everything, so hopefully that's going to make this thing a little bit more believable. So to find scammers, I guess we should just go ahead and type a message. So we're gonna say trading Leviathan cereal, no, not cereal, say number 3, and then we'll say looking for good pet. And we're not gonna do anything in that text to make it stand out because that's how we're gonna make it look like we are a new player. Alright, so the message is sent, and let's see if we end up receiving any messages. Ooh, alright, looks like we got our first message request from this guy right here. So let's accept the DM, and he said, yo, what did you give for number 3 Levi? So let's just tell him I hatched it myself. And to make it look like we're even newer, I'm gonna say I haven't played the game since I opened it in like 2 weeks. So that should make it look like we are a new player. So let's see if he tries to take advantage of us or not. It looks like he actually knew the guy, because if you guys didn't know, it's kind of a common pet. I have a lot of people in the pet catcher community know, so it's a little bit difficult, but we're gonna say yes, but I gave that to a friend. All right, so hopefully that should take the suspicion off of us. All right, so he said he's asking what is the best offer, so I'm gonna tell him I get no offer yet. We're trying to make it look like we have worse English, maybe to make it look like we are a younger person, to see if he would try to take advantage of that. So now I'm going to ask him, would you like trade? Because who knows, maybe he'll say no, maybe he'll say he can't afford it or something like that, so I guess we'll have to see. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be able to get into a game. So he said, can I join you in trading game? A lot of people pretend to have super secrets. Alright, so we made it in game, and I think he's in the server. So let's go ahead and send him a trade here. Alright, so we're going to put in the number 3 Leviathan, and let's see what he offers here. So he has a pretty decent amount of pets here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say nice pet, and he said anything I want, so I don't think he's a scammer, but I'm gonna say whatever is worth. I don't know, because I'm acting like a brand new player, so I don't really know if it's worth it. The only things in his inventory that have significant value is these 2 godly gems as well as a soul heart. Alright, so he's asking if I know it's permanent, which is a permanent secret, and I said I don't know what that is. Again, I gotta play the part, gotta sell it that I am in fact a new player. So I'm gonna say is good question mark. He said perm pets don't get removed from the game, so I'm gonna say okay. So I'm gonna say I want good pet. What do you do these for? Okay, so that actually might be a decent offer. I don't even know if that's worth it or not. So I'm gonna ask him, is good offer question mark. Alright, so he said he thinks it's pretty good. Honestly, I don't really know. This might be a decent trade because number 7 is fairly low. So I'm just gonna say I don't know value, because maybe he'll try to take advantage again now that he knows that we don't know any values or something. Okay, so he said Leviathan gets 2 profits and gem is better than the profit, which is pretty much a lie. Profit is worth more than the gem, so I'm gonna ask him profit is worth less than gem, and then I'm gonna ask him what is profit. I don't know, guys. This guy is a little bit suspicious. He's saying that profit is worse than gem, which is not really true. I mean, it is true that he does have low cereals. They're saying profit has around 650 exist and gem has around 450. I don't believe that's true, but so I'm gonna ask him, so this is good trade question mark. A lot of people think gem has more, but after the 2x event was removed, barely anywhere hatched. I don't know, guys. He could be telling the truth, but I don't really think so. I think he's trying to get a cheaper Leviathan here. Again, so I asked him if it was a good trade or not. He said he can give a little bit more ads if you like stuff for ads. Alright, so he he thinks it's a pretty good offer for a number 7 Golly Gem and a number 269. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? Would you guys do this trade if you guys had the number 3 Leviathan? Me personally, I probably wouldn't. I would try to get profits or something like that. But I don't know, this guy isn't like too sketchy. Like obviously it's probably not worth it, well, for the time being, but because he didn't try to like scam us with super bad pets, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he passed the test. Alright, so it looks like we got another message request. So we got someone here who's, I'm assuming, interested in our Leviathan here. So let's see what they want. Ooh, so it looks like they're a black marketer, which is highly illegal and would get them banned from the game. So that is a red flag. But let's just go ahead and say I want pet, because personally I don't do any black marketing, but that is interesting. But we do have 2 other message requests. So let's go ahead and check these. So this guy here, he said Shiny the Overlord, Shiny Beta TV, Shiny Soul Heart, Shiny Top Hat D. He said all these for the Leviathan, which is a bad deal, but I'm gonna say can join me in game ? Alright, so I'm gonna say that and let's see what happens. Alright, so it looks like he can join, so I'm gonna tell him my user. I'm gonna say is my display name. So I told him to join, so let's go ahead and get him in game and see what he offers for our pets. Alright, so we got him in game. He just joined, so let's go ahead and send him a trade. So he does have a fair amount of eggs open, so I don't believe that he is a new player, so he should know what he is doing. He does have a decent inventory, I can't lie. Not much worse than mine, actually. It might actually be better. Okay, so I can pick whatever I want, so I'm gonna say I said I don't know what pet is good and you have offer for me, because again, I'm a new player, guys. Like I have like no other pets besides this one, so people are gonna, and I think they want to take advantage of that. He said do I want damage, so I'm gonna say I do not know. I'm gonna say just give pet. All right, so I told him to just offer some pets, and so this offer, he's offering like every single rare thing in his inventory. So he's giving us a Universe Sentinel, an Overlord Beta TV, Soul Heart, and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna say wow, that's a lot of pet. And then I'm gonna say is this fair trade ? So he said think so, so I'm gonna go ahead and accept it and see what he does. So I'm gonna say okay, so this is good deal for me ? Which it isn't. This is not worth a Leviathan. I doubt that it's even worth a profit, honestly. He said should be, so I'm gonna say yes or no, man. I'm not dealing with this maybe. It's gotta be a yes or no. Okay, so he said yes, which clearly it's not worth it for me. It's not a good deal. So this guy has failed the test, and for this video's purpose, he is going to be a scammer. Honestly, his pets weren't even that bad, but they are nowhere near the Leviathan. Now, I could give him the benefit of the doubt and say he doesn't know values, but he willingly underpaid me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say he's a scammer. So let's move on to the next person. Alright guys, so next up we have this guy who's offering a Shiny Sentinel, a Shiny Hyperwave Kitty, a Robux Pet, a Lucky Clover, and Kraken, all Shiny and max stats. So I'm gonna say can you join me in game ? And we also got another guy here who sent us his inventory and he asked if we were interested in anything. So I'm gonna say can you join game ? And whichever one answers quicker, I guess we'll get in game and see if they try to scam us. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna get him in game, and let's see what he has to offer for our Shiny Leviathan. Alright, so we got the next guy in the game here, so let's go ahead and send him a trade. I believe this is the right guy. So he does have a lot of good pets actually, so let's go ahead and put in our number 3 Leviathan and let's see what he has to offer. So he said hi, so I'm gonna say hi back. I'm gonna tell him I just come back from vacation, so I don't know what is good anymore. So based on that, I guess we'll see if he tries to offer us a low amount of pets or not. Who said me too, I came back from a cruise. So he could be telling the truth, or he could be saying that to maybe to willingly lowball us and make it seem like he didn't know values as well. So I'm gonna say wow, that's a lot of pet. Realistically, these pets are nowhere near the value. Like the only thing that's relatively valuable is the Overlord and this pet right here. So I'm gonna say that is a lot of good pet. He said will I do this? So I'm gonna ask him is this fair deal ? So let's see what he says. He's taking a little bit of time. So he said the pet's rare, which is true, but is this good trade ? So he said no, I try offer, you can find better. Okay, so this guy is actually being honest. So he is saying that I can find better, which is really true. Wow, that guy is actually he passed the test. He is not a scammer. He tried to trade, but even though he knew that I was probably a noob, he still told me the truth. So this guy does go ahead and pass the test, and let's move on to our next person. All right, so we're back to this guy here who's offering us the pretty bad pet. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell him that my username is that, and I'm gonna head to a new server and let's get this guy in game. All right, so it looks like the third contestant has joined, so let's go ahead and send them a trade. Unfortunately, they don't have trades on, which is a little bit weird. All right, so they now sent me a trade, so let's go ahead and put in our shiny Leviathan. Let's see what they have to offer. All right, so they're offering some pretty bad pets. I'm not gonna lie, they are kind of broke. I'm not gonna lie. I doubt they actually know values, but they should know that this isn't a good deal either way. So I'm gonna ask him, is this fair trade, question mark, and let's see what he says. He said you can ask anyone. I don't even know what that means, so I'm gonna say, is it good trade or not? It's a Robux pet, you can see it in the shop. So I guess he's talking about the Isaac's creation here. He said it's the best Robux pet, which is true, I guess, but it's nowhere near the value of Leviathan, especially the low serial one. So I'm gonna say okay, but is trade good for me, question mark. Again, I'm reminding you guys, this trade is nowhere near the right value. He said I guarantee you, so he's guaranteeing us that this trade is good, guys. I don't know why he keeps going on about the Robux pet. I'm just trying to ask if the trade is good. Okay, so he said yes, so he said the trade is good. So I'm gonna ask him how you know, question mark, and let's see what he says. Okay, so he's talking about how 2 of the pets are limited, which is true. Well, actually 3 of them, because the Universe Sentinel with Clover and the Isaac Sentinel, but he did say this trade is good for me, which is not true. So it's clear to me this guy is clearly trying to get the Leviathan for a discounted price. So he has failed the test and he is a scammer. That trade was nowhere near the value of Leviathan, so him guaranteeing me that just showed that he either really didn't know values or he was trying to scam me. But I guess let's go ahead and move on to the next person. All right, so it looks like we have our next person here. He said, do you have Leviathan? So I'm gonna say yes, and you join me in game to trade. All right, so this guy is offering a bunch of pretty bad pets, so I'm gonna ask him, can you join the game? Obviously he might see that we're bad. All right guys, so it looks like we got our next person in here, T6X. He doesn't have very good pets, but he does have 155k open, so I expect him to know a little bit about trading here, seeing as he was in the Rumble Studios Discord. So let's go ahead and offer up our Leviathan. Let's see what he ends up offering. So he's offering a bunch of his top hats and the Lord with the Universe Sentinel and the Dog Cat and some other pets, which isn't worth it. So I'm gonna say, is this good trade, question mark, and let's see what he says here. All right, so he said he's not sure, which I can believe it. I mean, he doesn't have very good pets. He says he haven't found a value site yet. So I'm gonna say, okay, if this trade not worth, then I have to decline. Sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and decline that. So I truthfully believe this guy didn't understand the value. He did admit it was really rare, but he did kind of lowball me a lot. But he was pretty honest, so I'm going to say that he has passed the test and he is not a scammer. All right, so it looks like we found our last person here. He's offering 7 top hats, 7 dog cats, and 5 virtual pets. So I'm gonna ask him, can you join me game, question mark, because maybe. So it looks like he's talking about grinding stats. So I'm gonna tell him. All right, so I gave him my username, so now let's go ahead and see what he has to offer in game. All right, so it looks like we got them in game, so let's go ahead and send them a trade and offer our Leviathan. So let's see what they have to offer. So they have a pretty big inventory, actually, a lot of the brand new token pets. All right, so they're offering about 5 top hats here, and they're offering 2 dog cats, no, 6 top hats, 2 dog cats, a Universe Sentinel's virtual pet. So I'm gonna ask them, is this good trade, question mark. So we said 3 more after this, so I'm asking if it's a good trade for value, like is it worth it or not, and they said no, which is honest. Like, this is not worth Leviathan, so they actually passed the test. Congrats to them. They did not try to scam me for value. And I actually have this other guy here who tried to offer as well, so let's go ahead and put in the Leviathan here, and they have a pretty bad inventory, I'm not gonna lie. They are offering a Universe Sentinel, a Sea Champion, and a Clover, as well as a classic trio. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say nice pet. You know, we still gotta look like a new player so that people obviously think that we don't know values or anything. So I'm gonna ask him, is this good trade, question mark. He said this is everything, so I'm still asking. Okay, so he said it's a good trade. I want to say, is it fair value to me? And keep in mind, this guy has 250k hash, so this guy isn't a new player, and he said it's fair for both. I'm gonna say this is worth Leviathan, question mark. He said like both pets are worth even, which is definitely not true. Leviathan is worth more than a lot of this. He said all of mine add up to yours value wise, because you got to make sure. He might be talking damage wise. I'm gonna give him one more chance. So he said yes, which is clearly a lie. This guy should know better. So this guy has failed the test, guys. He is a scammer. The Leviathan is most definitely not worth in value to that, so it's very obvious that he was trying to scam my Leviathan. But I mean, yeah, that was a pretty good social experiment. Honestly, I thought more people would try to scam me. It was like half and half half of the people tried to scam me saying that their pets were worth a Leviathan, and half of the people were honest saying that it wasn't worth it and they just wanted to offer anyways, which was very surprising. I expected almost everyone to try to scam me, so maybe there is hope for the pet catchers community. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to see if people would try to take advantage of a new player who has a super rare pet. If you guys found this video entertaining at all, then make sure to like, subscribe. I'm gonna leave this video off here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.